Welcome student to my YouTube channel Bharat Chem Study. Today we are going to study about chapter 2 chemical changes for class 9th of ICC board. In this video part 4 we are going to study about energy changes in chemical reactions, exothermic and endothermic reactions, definitions with examples. So let's start with the chapter. Energy change in a chemical reaction. All chemical changes involve energy exchange. During chemical reactions, old bonds of reactants breaks with absorption of energy and new bonds of product formed with the release of energy. Depending upon the condition, whether reactants absorb more energy than energy released by the product or whether the energy released by product is more than the energy absorbed by the reactants, reaction involving exchange of energy are of two types: exothermic reactions and endothermic reactions. Let's study exothermic reaction first. The reaction in which heat, that is energy, is evolved or liberated or given out are called exothermic reactions. In exothermic reactions, the energy released by products to form new bonds is more than energy absorbed by the reactant to break old bond. That means the energy released is more than the energy required to break the old bonds. So that's why energy is liberated. For example, burning of fuels, burning of candle, burning of matchstick, etc. In these reactions, carbon react with oxygen from the air to form carbon dioxide and heat is produced. In exothermic reaction, heat is written on the product side with plus sign as shown in the example. Respiration, burning of coal, petrol, kerosene, etc. are also exothermic reactions because they involve the formation of heat. More examples for exothermic reactions are: when water is added to quicklime, that is calcium oxide, lot of heat energy is produced, and the reaction is calcium oxide plus water give rise to calcium hydroxide and heat is produced, which is written on the product side. When hydrogen is burned in oxygen, water is formed and heat is released, which is also written on the product side. So always remember, when heat is written with the plus sign or product side, that means the reaction is exothermic. During respiration, glucose stored in our body get oxidized to give carbon dioxide, water, and energy is produced, and the equation can be written as glucose C6H12O6 plus O2 give rise to 6 carbon dioxide plus 6 water and energy is produced. Endothermic reactions. The reactions in which energy is absorbed are called endothermic reaction. Basically, the reaction which take place by heating are called endothermic reactions. In endothermic reactions, energy absorbed by the reactant to break old bond is more than the energy released by a product to form new bond. That is, more energy is absorbed and less energy is released. Therefore, the total energy absorbed is more. In endothermic reactions, heat is either written on the reactant side with the plus sign or above arrow as heat or as a symbol of triangle, also called delta. For example, when carbon is heated with sulfur at high temperature, carbon disulfide is formed. The triangle above the arrow in this example indicating that heat is given to the reactants and therefore the reaction is endothermic. Some more example of endothermic reactions are: calcium carbonate on heating decomposed to give calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide, and here we are writing heat. So heat on the reactant side can be written as delta above arrow or heat above arrow or heat plus on the reactant side. Similarly, lead nitrate on heating decomposed to give lead oxide, NO2 gas and O2 gas. Here in this example, instead of writing heat, we are using symbol delta above arrow, which is again indicating that heat is supplied to the reactant and the reaction is endothermic. One more example is potassium nitrate on heated decomposed to give potassium nitrite and oxygen, and this reaction is also endothermic because delta is present above arrow, means the heat is given to the reactant. Melting of ice is an example of endothermic reaction, as ice absorb heat and get converted into water. Important note, during exothermic reaction, heat is liberated and the surrounding of the container become hot or warm as indicated by this picture. And during endothermic reactions, heat is absorbed and the surrounding of the container become cooler. That means it become cold from the outside. And this was the case when heat is not given from outside. It itself absorbs heat and only then it become cold. But if we are providing heat, then the container will not become cold. That point should be remembered. Few important questions. What do we observe when lead nitrate is heated? Answer is, lead nitrate on heat is decomposed to give reddish brown gas, that is NO2, and a yellow residue, that is lead oxide, is left. That is very important to write down the color of the gas and the color of the residue when someone asks you to write the observation. The second question is, when chlorine water exposed to sunlight? Answer is, a colorless gas is formed which rekindle a glowing splinter, that is the oxygen gas is formed when chlorine water is exposed to sunlight. The third part is, what do you observe when hydrogen peroxide is exposed to sunlight? The answer is, a colorless gas is formed which rekindle a glowing splinter, that is oxygen gas and water vapors are formed when hydrogen peroxide is exposed to sunlight. Actually, when hydrogen peroxide is exposed to sunlight, it decomposes to give water and oxygen gas, which is colorless. Next question is, what do you observe when H2S is passed through copper sulfate solution? The copper sulfate solution is blue in color. So, when H2S gas is passed through copper sulfate solution, black precipitate of copper sulfide are formed. The next question is, what do you observe when barium chloride is added to sodium sulfate solution? The answer is that when barium chloride is added to sodium sulfate solution, white precipitate of barium sulfate are formed, that is the precipitation reaction occur. Another question is, what is the difference between thermal dissociation and thermal decomposition? So thermal dissociation is simply mean the breaking of a substance into its constituent from which it is formed and which recombine to give the product back. Hence, it is a reversible reaction and is reverse of synthesis reaction. Whereas in thermal decomposition, the substance break to give new substance and it cannot be reversed. Learn and note down all the important definitions and types of chemical reactions with examples of chemical equations of this chapter and practice back exercise from your book. In next video, we will study a new chapter. Please like and subscribe the channel for the latest update.